Evening, Clay.
Hey, good evening. How we doing tonight?
Good. The
Uh,
music was kind of janky on the intro, but I don't know when that was. I
uh,
don't know what's going on, but we're
I think
here.
I think my internet's struggling tonight, and I can't tell you why. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah, you're
Elon Musk
freezing up.
better get his ding Starlink working a little better.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
hey, Zach Meyer, glad to see you here tonight. Travis, hey, Travis is on early. He's just Mitt Romney for president.
Rick Momney.
Shiloh, great to see you. Hey, I hear you
Hey,
guys moved to
Shiloh.
Monday. I'm gonna have to catch it now. I didn't realize you guys moved to Monday. And then we got Eric chiming in here. Good to see you tonight again, buddy. I know he's got his new guns and 701 gear, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. Hey, Brian. Evening, buddy. MVEs. You know it.
Yes,
You're with
sir.
the crew right here, baby.
Speaking of Brian, there we go.
There he is. Look at that guy, looking sharp.
Well, that's a nice hat you got there. I like that.
Yeah, that's a popular cap for sure.
I guess
For sure.
before we get going there, here's another one. Dan was representing out at a trap shoot in Montana with his guns and the 701 t-shirt. So we appreciate
I got to
you
admit,
guys.
Dan actually texted me too. He won something there.
Did he? Oh, he was
Oh,
better,
yeah, yeah. He actually won wearing our gear, and I got to say that was quite the popular post there on our Facebook page too.
Yeah,
Even Boyle and Turnus.
Hey, we got DJ Doug. Yeah, you guys know him as Doug, a good friend of mine down there in the Rapid City. Well, that's close enough. Rapid City area. We'll just call it the Black Hills. Great to have you on tonight. I haven't seen you for a while, so he must have been busy up there. He goes up and works in that Watford area. So
yeah, awesome. What Travis has a career in comedy. I was wondering what that was.
Hey, Dan, good to see you. We were just talking about you. I don't know if you caught your picture, but we had to show everybody. Man who shoots are prone to sitting on. Wow, Travis is on fire tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
So,
man.
All right. Well, let's get this baby started like we do every single show, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and let us know. Right on.
The Second Amendment to our Bill of Rights, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, like we say, and I say it every show, there's nothing more important right now to me as far as the Bill of Rights goes in the Second Amendment, because without that, everything else is gone. And as you always call it, it's a civil right, and I absolutely agree.
It is a civil right, 100%. It is just like the First
Amendment
is.
Also, going to give a little love to our sponsors. I want to thank Lauer Auto Repair down there, 309 South Washington Street for our podcast listeners, 701-258-6308. The Blind Guy, custom window coverings. Go ahead and reach out to Wyatt or Tammy at 701-222-3932. And we got Mandan Sporting Goods, guys. You'll find them right down there on Main Street in Mandan, South Dakota. And sorry, I don't have the number in front of me right now, but Brandon and the boys will set you up with everything you need down there at Mandan Sporting Goods. So stop in. You heard it on Guns in the 701. And if I remember right, Brandon gives you 10% off if you say you heard it on Guns in the 701.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. You bet he did. Yeah. And beautiful night to see. Probably the nicest night of the spring so far. So anybody who's tuned in to us tonight, appreciate you guys. You're awesome. Love
Absolutely.
it. So, and if you missed it, make sure anybody who listens in there and they missed it, make sure you tell them you can find us on iHeart tomorrow on the podcast.
And Kevin, you're absolutely right. The Second Amendment is not negotiable. And and I've had that discussion on the radio.
Too. Biden is a perverted scumbag.
Absolutely. Hey, Trampus, good to have you on. Hey, I'm about done calving Trampus, so I got 2 left. I'm on the tail enders here, but anyway, I guess we better get started on things. I think we want to kind of discuss our poll first, don't we?
Yeah. So last week's poll. Yep. Yeah, what will you be applying for in the upcoming North Dakota Deer Lottery? Results will be discussed on the 5/10/23 podcast, which is tonight. So, Clay, you want to start with the low end there and give them the percentages, and then I'll give the numbers there?
Yeah, so we'll start out here. There was, 5 choices
somebody
here.
jumped in there on the low end one. It was 0. Yeah. We got to vote now.
We got to vote. So pay the $50 and take my point. That was 1%.
Yeah. If anybody doesn't know what that is, if you're not listening to North Dakota, you can pay $50 and get a bonus point, and it'll throw it in the lottery for next year.
Wow.
It'll up your chances. So we got 1% for that.
You got they're going to apply for a doe at 14%.
Yep, and that was 9 votes.
Then you're going to jump up here to whitetail buck, 26%.
Yeah, 18 votes.
And
I
then
need to pump that up, man. You guys stay away from my mule deer.
And then the muley buck, that came in at 29%.
Oh, 20 votes. That was almost king. Almost, Clay.
Yep, almost. And then any antlered, which is an any deer, basically, 30%.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised we got 14% on the doe, Clay.
Me too. I was too. The only thing I can attribute maybe that is, of course, they're easier to get. And, with the hard winter we had, maybe people are just thinking, you know what, I'm just going to try to go after those does and get some meat for the freezer. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We just talked about that on Monday with Jay in the crosshairs about that. And
yep. And we're going to do a little bit of that shortly here.
Yep.
I said on Jay's show, I always put in, even if I don't get drawn for a buck, I put in for a doe tag for my second choice. Very seldom have I ever filled that tag. I just do it to preserve, because you get that doe and you get her twins, so you're getting 3 deer. That's going to more than likely, stay alive. Nobody's filling that tag. So if somebody out there 3B2 is pissed, sorry.
Brian says he's got a shitty connection, so we're going to have to watch the replay. Sorry to hear that, Brian. And I don't know if maybe it's on our end, if anybody else having the problems. I know I was having some issues here early, and it's definitely an internet problem on my end.
Yeah. I mean, you janked out to me a little bit on the video, Clay. Your audio's decent, but I mean, I don't know if anybody knows, go ahead and throw that in the chats here and let us know if it's coming in bad. So
there, I'm gonna take the resolution down. Maybe that'll help out.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know how that goes.
Make you look a lot better too. Then
listen to this.
All right.
So
Eric says I may go for a leftover doe tag if there's any leftovers. Then I can shoot one with the 50 cal. Oh, speaking of that, Clayton, let's you hit on that right away.
I thought that was a great lead in with Eric's bringing that in here. So, and here it is, guys. Here is the 50 BMG
pea shooter.
Right? A lot of fun. Love shooting shooting 50s is just fun. So I'm going to bring this up here. There was a proclamation signed. This was why we withdrew the bill, and I couldn't really say a lot about it till it was done and signed. It's been signed now, so it's the quote law of the land, you could say, in North Dakota, and it's actually better than what we were looking for. When we put the bill out there, it was just for 50 caliber and more, which was just above the .49 caliber you could use. Here's what it says now. Deer gun and youth seasons. So the deer gun and the youth season center fire rifles of 22 caliber or larger and muzzle loading rifles of 45 caliber and larger are now legal for deer. So that means we can use pretty much any kind of center fire rifle we want in North Dakota now. As far as I know, that we are the first state to make this legal, North Dakota, where you can use a 50 BMG. So, hey, Eric, I'm looking forward to it as well. I put in for my gratis tag. I definitely want to give it a try. I might even put in for one of the leftover doe tags that's always in our area, just so I can try out the 50 cal on it, because I want to do some video. And as Jamie and I have talked about this, and we did a whole thing on, we did a whole show about the 50 cal.
Shoot it in the head too, because everybody thinks their head's going to vaporize.
Yeah, because it don't. I'm telling you, Keith Warren's probably done the most shooting with a 50 cal, and I'm telling you right now, guys, it's not what people think. And,
it's all about the ammo with that.
It's about the ammo, absolutely.
Yep, that's awesome, Clay. So, so it might. Boy, hang on a second.
No problem.
Come on, Jesse.
So Eric puts in there, he just woke up. Eric said, I'll have to beg my brother into leaving his 50 cal with me. We might have access to one, Erica. Just so you know, Eric, I think we got access even if he doesn't. But hey,
yeah.
And so DJ points out, he goes, you got a crossbow hanging up, I see. Yes, I do. I put it there on purpose. Usually, we have a little show and tell at the beginning of the show. That's my crossbow. And there's a reason that's hanging there, but we'll get there
which
later.
we're going to get to shortly. So, matter of fact, Clay, unless you got anything else to say about the 50, I'm gonna start in on these deer numbers here and what we're going to talk about.
I'm just going to put it out there. I know a lot of people have actually, when I told them this became the rule now, they're like, "What? Really? How come?" And that'll kill deer. I said, "Well, that'll kill it. It's going to rip it up." I go, "No, it don't rip it up." I said, trust me on this. And I said, you could already go up to .49 caliber. So it's not even, and now it's a 50, but it really can go beyond that. So hang with us on this. The 50 cal is not the meat throwing rifle that everybody thinks it is when you go and shoot it.
Yeah, that's what I said Clay should shoot it in the head, because after he shoots and kills it, the head's still going to be there.
Oh, this is perfect. I'm glad Eric said this. Now this will lead. I'm going to let Jamie take lead here. Eric says the crossbow is cheating.
Oh, man.
So take it away,
cheating.
Jamie.
All right, so here's what I'm going to lead into this story with. So in my unit that I hunt deer, 3B2, last year in 3B2, antlered mule deer, there was 300 tags, right? This year, 200. Last year, antlerless mule deer, 400 tags. This year, 100. Now, you're probably saying, what the hell does that have to do with the price of rice in China, JD? Well, here's the deal. They restricted the tags. They lowered them down because of the population, which, okay, fine. I get that. But Clayton, guess what they didn't change? There you go, right there. Bow tags. They didn't change anything in bow tags. Nope. Nothing. Which Clay and I have not a problem with bow hunting, but we got a problem with how Game and Fish kisses that ass constantly. And they kissed that ass again now. Really, we get restricted for rifle hunting, and we get 2 weeks, and you guys get what? September, October, November, December, over 4 months. And I say, you guys, I have a crossbow, so I do bow hunt. If I get a rifle tag, I don't bow hunt, but I know plenty of people up there who not only kill one with a bow, which they're going to do this year, and they're going to get a rifle tag, and they're going to kill two. Right. Yep. Which I think is bullshit. If you're lowering the tags that much, if the population has been decimated by that, you don't just penalize the rifle hunters, you penalize the bow hunters too. And bow hunters, man, you guys got free reign for 4 months, no unit specs. You just go buy it over the counter. There's no drawing. I think that is complete and total bullshit. I think your season should be cut down too, if that's the case. When your season, my season, hell, I know I might not get drawn for a rifle tag, and if I don't, Clay, I'll tell you this right now, I'm not going bow hunting.
Well, you know, and like I said, you and I have discussed this in depth, actually, on other shows as well. And I can tell you right now, it's like I tell everybody when they come here, sorry, I don't really bow hunt, so you can't hunt until I'm done after rifle season. Then I might let somebody on if there's a need as far as to take out some more deer. And I can tell you right now, this year, deer numbers are down. That's why when I was looking at the 3F2 stats, I mean, here 3F2, any antler for residents, 1,287. Any antlerless, any antlered is 1,287. Any antlerless, so those 1,436. Wow. I can tell you right now, they did this last year, and they should have. Maybe there's a bunch more up there by the river because, 3F2 goes all the way over to the river. Could be, but then they should split this 3F2 out. That's what they're going to do. They can't just make this one great big unit, because then they come over here and then they get pissed. People, they look at them numbers and go, wow, look at all them tags available in 3F2.
Yep.
And then they apply for it, and then they come here and they can't understand why they can't get on the hunt because there's no deer around here. And I can tell you right now, the whitetails, I'm telling you, whitetails are far and few between. There's a few around here, but I'm not going to be shooting one, and I'm not going to let anybody else shoot one, at least on our land. And I imagine the neighbors are going to do the same. So I know there's about 15,000 acres just here north of Morristown that won't be available for hunting, except they'll pound them government allotments. They're going to pound them like nothing you've seen, and then they're going to be mad because they can't find no deer. But then you go to the whitetails, 842, same as last year. So they didn't decrease it. And any antlerless whitetail, 840. Just like they just say, we'll just go with 842 and just leave it. Non-residents, you got 13 for any antlered, 14 for any antlerless, 4 for any antlered whitetail, and any antlerless whitetail at 8. But bow, look, that didn't change. 862.
See? That's bullshit. That pisses me off, Clay. I got plenty of buddies, good friends of mine who bow hunt. You know what? That's bullshit, you guys.
Hey,
if it's down like this, then you should pick one or the other. You should have to pick or have a lottery for bow hunting tags, Clay.
Oh, there's something should change. I think Man Sporting Goods is chiming in. Hey, thanks, Brandon, for listening in. And again, one of our great sponsors, like I was telling everybody, hop down there. He's got everything you need. And Predator season's on. We also got some prairie dog shooting. Go see what he's got. He's got everything you need over there. So,
Doug, crossbows are only legal with a doctor's note. So
in North Dakota, yes.
Yep. You got something wrong with your shoulder or anything about it where you have trouble pulling it back?
In a way, you can use them in the regular deer season.
Right.
But you can't use them in the archery because they say that's cheating.
Yeah.
Eric, don't worry, Eric's just giving us a bunch of grief. But I can tell you right now, that crossbow and some of these new compound bows, and now people are starting to put, I was just reading an article, they're putting red dot sights on them and they're shooting out even farther. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm telling you right now, there's no difference. And if Eric makes it to 2A day,
now you froze up there, Clayton.
We're going to have, if Eric makes it to 2A day, we're going to have the crossbow, and hopefully he'll bring his regular bow, and you guys are going to have a shootout. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So we've said this before, I just to prove a point that crossbow is under any better than a vertical bow. I want to put target out at 40 yards, 30, 50, wherever, and let's do it. Not because I don't think I'm any more accurate with my crossbow than I am with somebody with any kind of bow they want, because I'm not. I've actually shot with my neighbor Troy before. At 40 yards, I didn't shoot a better group than he did, and he can knock a arrow faster than I can reload and put a bolt on if I miss. So there's definitely advantage in my crossbow. Way heavier than a regular bow. Way heavier than a compound bow.
He says, I cheat too. I use a bow with training wheels. So he's got pins and things. And
yeah.
And of course he's got a compound bow. And I know his dad's like old school, and he's good with it. So
I agree. Jay Josie, you're right. Everybody whines about not getting a buck tag. You're 100% right. They do.
And you know what? I think Brian's got a good point here too. Or not Brian, sorry. Waylon's got a good point here too. He says, I think that part of it is everyone's scared of CWD. And 3F2 is a CWD unit.
Yep.
And then they have to work hard to transport out a unit. And that could very much be why they're letting so many tags in. But I can tell you on this end, the 3F2, there's not a lot of deer on this end left. There's some mule deer that have showed up. The whitetails, they're going to have to struggle the next 2 years to come back if we have some light winters. I'm telling you right now, these last 2 winters just decimated these whitetails around here. And then we had EHD roll through too. That didn't help.
Yeah. I've hunted down there before. My buddy and John and I went down there just for some whitetail doe tags and CWD. It's not that big of a deal just to skin them out and quarter them out right there in the field and leave the carcass and its head down there. But I mean, if you're really a big meat hunter and that's what you want to do, you can get a tag down there. Like Clay just mentioned the numbers. It's insane.
There's always a lot of doe tags left. Always.
Always. After the initial draw, Clay, even there's always buck tags left.
And I'm gonna probably get a doe tag. I'll get my gratis tag. Then after everything goes through, I can't put in for anything until after everything's done, all the draws, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I know there'll be a doe tag left, and I think I'll get a doe tag just for this. Just for this.
There you go. Yeah. So we'll just end this here real quick.
Look
Clay
at Eric.
and I agree. Huh?
Eric says, if I make it, I'm bringing my compound and recurve.
Awesome, man. Love it. I love that. Do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's Kevin say here? We have excess whitetail here, which he means Eastern Pennsylvania. Yep. And their car insurance companies will probably truck some out to save money. Just load them up in big stock trailers and semi-trailers and bring them out.
Bring them out. Yeah. Oh, no. Then they bring some disease.
Yeah. So, I mean, Clay, you and I don't agree with what they're doing with bow tags. And Game and Fishes are going to change, though. Like I said,
they're not.
Anything North Dakota Bow Hunters Association wants, Game and Fish will freaking kiss them right there on the old big red onion.
Not this past session, but the session before when I was up there fighting for the property rights bill. When I was not doing that, I'd go sit in on some of these others. I'd just kind of look at what was on the schedule, and one of them happened to be one that involved Game and Fish regs. And honestly, what they were trying to do there I think they had a good premise. They were trying to get away from multiple tags because there are so many applicants for deer tags that they wanted to basically ensure that everybody that wanted at least one tag could get one, right? And what happened with
Yeah.
that, of course, it didn't pass, but the idea was as you apply for your tag, okay, they'll
Yep.
still have seasons. They'll still have archery season. They'll still have deer season, deer rifle season. They'll still have muzzleloader season. They'll still have whatever season, right? But you had to choose which season you were going to hunt in. Now, if you got your tag and drew it, you'd be able to hunt in archery. But once you filled it, you're done, right?
Yep.
If you didn't want to do that, you can wait and do it in a deer season. If you didn't fill in the deer season, then you could turn around and use it during the rest of the archery season or the muzzleloader season, your choice. The idea, though, is you were only going to be able to get one tag. There was no way to get another tag unless there were a ton of leftovers in units.
Right.
Then you could apply.
If there's excess and there's too many, I'm down with that then for sure.
And of course, then they talked about the split seasons, and you and I had kind of discussed that at one time with the split seasons. And
guess what? So here's what I think about split seasons, because some guys are like, "Well, I can't bow hunt early in the season." Hey, guess what? You know what I do when rifle season comes around? I take a freaking week of my vacation off and I go hunting with it, just like you. So that doesn't work for me.
It's about choices.
We're not here to kiss your ass so you can use your bow, right? You're not kissing my ass to use my rifle, so it's not going to be the same. And I'll put your whoops. Sorry about that. I'm getting worked up, Clay. Just about that one. So if it comes down to the one tag thing, you damn right I'm going to be supporting that. You damn right I'm going to.
I like the one tag thing, and if there's leftovers, then you may apply for another tag.
And the main reason I'd do it, Clay, is because basically most bow hunters I know are snobs to rifle hunters. So, and if you guys get curtailed on that, tough shit.
I can tell you right now too, and I hope some archery hunters are listening tonight. If you're a member of the North Dakota Bow Hunters Association, you are part of the problem. You may not think like them, but I can tell you from spending several sessions now up in North Dakota's legislature working on different bills, these people that represent you in the North Dakota Bow Hunters Association, they don't like private landowners because they fight against every single bill that comes up that would protect private property rights, and they don't care about any other season than archery.
Baiting is cheating. You're not a real hunter. You know, that whole thing.
It really gets to me when I'm up there, and you have the chairman, and I don't know if he's the chairman anymore, but at that time he was the president of the Bow Hunters. And he literally told me that they deserve a special season. I said, really? So you want it better than everybody else? Yeah. Well, it's harder to do. I go, really? I said, you know what? I've heard that argument before. I said, I'm not going to have this conversation with you out here in the hall of the Capitol. But I go, I don't believe in having special treatment for any segment of the hunting community. It really frustrates me to watch that association, especially on private property rights. I mean, they're one of the worst. And so hopefully if you're a bow hunter, drop your membership to them if you're in part of their association, because they're not a friend to anybody, really.
Yeah. I mean, they had that article in that Big Buck magazine that came out a few years ago. I mean, can it be any more disrespectful to people who didn't bow hunt? It was ridiculous. Hey, Josie, no disrespect taken, buddy. I fully get your side of the argument. 100%.
Comment up.
Like Josie, I said, I got good friends who bow hunt, and I bow hunt. It's just I'm not passionate about it, but it's just a lot of these guys just completely freaking ruin it for me. And
I mean, that was one of the things that came up was a one tag system. Like I said, I sat in on them hearings. I don't think you have anything to worry about, Josie.
Yeah, I'm in the minority on this. I'll promise you.
They fight stuff like this tooth and nail all the time, whether it's good or not. I don't have a big problem with the one tag system. I look at it this way. Of course, I get a gratis tag because I'm a landowner, and I'm glad that I get that. That's been talked about getting rid of too, and I will fight that if they ever try to do it. But I am only limited then to one tag, and really, I'm in that system already, and it works well. I think I can use that one tag to hunt archery if I want to. Hunt I can get my one gratis tag and basically use it everywhere. Now, I got to go look. It looks like to me they actually changed some of that. I think I can actually get a gratis archery tag think I can get a gratis deer now, and I think I can even get a gratis muzzle loader, but I don't know for sure. I got to go look at. It seems like that changed now, but I got no issue with it. I don't know if I'm not heavy one way or the other. I thought it was just another.
I am because they piss me off.
I like you said, like we've been talking about, I do have an issue with the length of the season. I think the season needs to be short.
At the minimum, all right, I would definitely compromise on that and say shorten that season. Yep. Because hey, get it. I hear from a lot of them. That's real hunting. You got to have skill. Well, if your skills are so great, you shouldn't need 4 months to get a deer. Then I'll give you a month, and then you're interrupting pheasant season. And hey, okay.
And as Eric knows, okay, Eric is a bow hunter. Eric loves to bow hunt. And I can tell you, Eric don't need 4 months to get his deer. Now, he does take some time because, well, he's got a long time to hunt, even in South Dakota down there. Mm-hmm. And he tries to get some nice deer, and he does a good job of it. But I can tell you, he's very proficient with his bow. He don't need that long. So he'd survive doing 1 month if they went that, or a month and a half. Or either that, I'll compromise with him the other way. Leave it as is. I want a longer deer season rifle.
Yeah. Whoa, wait a minute. Clay just said he compromised? Yeah. What the hell?
I want a longer rifle deer season.
Yeah.
I've never thought that we had a long enough one here anyway.
Oh, boy. Speaking of that, they're going to get hell this year because the last weekend's into Thanksgiving weekend. So, the family's going to be pissed. Nah, Thanksgiving's on Thursday, so don't worry about it.
Oh, Eric says the associations, whether it's turkey, pheasant, bull, whatever, he's a bunch of yuppies.
Yeah, I agree.
Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, there. Keith, I agree with your comment. There's a few that it doesn't, but for the most, yeah.
So Josie's got Bow Hunter Association can suck a fart out my butt, dude, like most of the other. Well,
I love it.
Josie, you're probably the only guy I'd probably let on here to bow hunt before deer season, just because I know you so well. You and Eric, I mean, oh my goodness, Keith. Family bow hunts, and then they get a rifle license. The family gets way more deer than they need, and the meat goes away. Sometimes, I mean, I can tell you, and I'm going to use Eric. I'm going to pick on you a little because I know you the best on here that way. Eric gets a lot of deer in South Dakota, and the whole family hunts, and they all get tags. I can tell you, at least I know for a fact there, the meat doesn't go to waste. It really doesn't. They eat all their meat, and he does a heck of a good job taking care of it.
Yep. I'll say this, and then we probably better hit our first commercial, Clay. Yeah. For 100%, bow hunting meat tastes far better than rifle hunt. That time of year, they taste way better.
Well, and I think there's probably another element to that we won't speak of as to why some of that meat don't taste good with a rifle. I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about. Eric says, he goes, if they claim it's harder, that's BS. I have a buddy that has shot 2 antelope with his bow, one at 102 yards. The other was at 118 yards, shot them in the boiler room, and then went 20 yards. Exactly. With today's bows, my goodness, guys are shooting farther and farther. And the arrows, the arrow technology has come so far. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's same with, I think crossbow should be legal too. So, but that's a whole nother story we can get into later. But all right, Clayton.
One more comment, Joseph.
Yeah, go for it, buddy. It
says bow hunt up till the rifle season, then done. Good compromise. Can't deny success rate. So I think having longer than 2 weeks. I have no issue with that. Maybe that's where we go with it.
I like that a lot, Josie.
Maybe, you know what? 2024, I see something coming for 2024.
Yeah, let's do it, man. There we go. I like that. All right, Josie, I can get on board with that.
We're gonna have to start our own ILA institute.
All right, man. We're gonna do our first commercial break here, our main sponsor, and then we're gonna come back, and you're not gonna believe this. There's a group in Colorado that wants the governor to ban all guns. Yes. Yeah, you heard me right. Hang on. The 701 is proud to be sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. If you can't stop by, feel free to give them a call at 701-258-6308. Doug and the guys are ardent Second Amendment supporters and will always shoot straight with service and fair pricing. It's been a long winter with lots of snow, ice, and rough roads, so now's the time to get that alignment checked from the curb shots, potholes, and bumpy snow-covered roads. Summer will be here before you know it, so get that rig scheduled for an AC charge. Make sure and tell the guys at Lowry you heard the sponsored Guns in the 701 and thank them for supporting and promoting our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. 701-258-6308. Your North Dakota proud, patriotic auto repair service. All right, Clayton. We're back. We're back. We're done freaking splitting everybody up here.
Yeah, and a lot of thanks goes out to Doug, and Doug's going to be our host here in 2 weeks about?
2 weeks, a week from Saturday,
a week
brother.
From Saturday, 2 8 days.
Yeah, we can get some good footage, man. It's going to be fun.
Should be fun. All right.
The weather's looking good for right now. So
yeah, I looked at the forecast. I was like, oh yeah. So we'll have the video cameras rolling. Yeah. So, but here we go. Oh, Mom's Gun Control Group urges Colorado governor to ban all guns.
Not just assault
Go
weapons.
for it. You take this.
Not just assault weapons, right, Clay? All. So it's called
being honest.
Yeah, I appreciate that about it. It's called Here for the Kids is the name of this group. It's a gun control group comprised of mothers, like Clay said, urging Governor Jared Polis to use an executive order to ban all guns in the state. First of all, it's completely unconstitutional, number one. They're hoping to get a group of 25,000 to do a sit-in on June 5th. Hey, here for the kids group, you ain't gonna sniff 25,000 on that, even in a leftist place like Denver. I found this kind of odd too. Their website says, we are not an organization. This movement is an unexplored and unprecedented action led by black and brown women with a team of white women working behind the scenes.
Do they have white slaves?
I was just going to say, does that not sound, that sounds racist to me, right?
That sounds racist. It sounds like they got white.
So the white chicks are behind the scene, like controlling the black and the brown.
But I thought that was an odd statement too. I was like, really? Yeah. So there's nothing racial about this. And then what do? They throw that led by black and brown women with a team of white women working behind the scenes. Like, wow, who are they appealing to there?
That sounds ridiculous. I mean, if anything sounds racist, that sounds freaking racist to me. Like our handlers got us out in front, and we're Jim and puppets, you know.
Yeah,
Geppetto.
Keith O'Donnell. It's always the white liberal women. They ruin everything. Yeah. Oh gosh, Eric, they got a whip too.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They make it sound like that, man. It does. Yeah. That's a ridiculous. That's stupid right there.
Ban guns, eat your mushrooms, and smoke your pot. Colorado.
Get the green smoker rolling, man.
Rocky Mountain High.
All right. So Clay, you want to go into this next part here about explaining the kids are the number one?
Yeah, basically, they're putting out there on their website that guns are the number one killer of children in the United States. Guys, where they get this crap from is from the CDC. I don't know if you guys remember when the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, started keeping track of this. And we're like, what does that have to do with firearms, Second Amendment, or anything? But nothing. I knew when you had an alphabet agency start doing this is what was going to happen. They're going to compile things so that they could skew it. And now they're used as a reference. Whether it's right or not, whether it's true or not, doesn't matter. They're the reference. So they use the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention study, which counts people of voting age, 18 to 19-year-olds, as children. That's right. You heard this right, guys. 18 to 19-year-olds are included in these numbers all the time. Clay and Buck broke this down on their show. I've heard it broke down on Bannon's show. Everybody is talking about how they're counting adults.
We have to keep doing it, Clay, because they're going to keep pushing this bullshit. We got to counter it.
And Breitbart News pointed this out too, that using the broad age range allows the study to show firearm-related deaths of children ages 0 to 19 totaled 4,368 children in 2020, children. While motor vehicle deaths for the same age range at about 4,036. Oh my goodness, Okay, even if you take them numbers to about a 200 and about a 300, about a 300 difference between that. I wouldn't say that's a big discrepancy to claim it's the deadliest thing that kills children, but they got to exaggerate and sensationalize everything
for sure.
And so they go on there when the numbers are adjusted though for the ages of 0 to 17.
Real
children.
When
people of voting age are removed from the study. I like how they put that when people of voting
perfect.
age.
I love it. The
number of firearms related deaths for children drops to 2,000 281. Almost in half. While the number of motor vehicle deaths for the same age group, remember, up to 17, 2,503. So it swings the other way about 300, and it's half of both numbers. So it just goes.
They're lying out of their ass, Clay.
They're liars, and we all know they are. It's not uncommon. I've seen this broke down. John Lott Jr. He breaks it down the same way. They use statistics to lie. I took stats when I was in high school. I took it in college. That's why I don't believe one single stat that comes out anymore, because I know how you can basically weave whatever results you want.
So Clay, this is the good part we got coming up here. Clay's got something for. Okay, so here for the kids, they're pushing a ban on all guns, but somebody says that's bullshit, Clay. Somebody on their side, right? Do we believe this guy? Why don't you put up there with what our little buddy had to say?
Yeah, how about Mr. David Hogwash? There he is.
Yeah.
So for podcasters, we put up a tweet that came out. Old David Hogwash, he's got a picture of him showing him disassembling his little shotgun, by just a double barrel, by the way,
with his FUD vest on.
With his FUD vest and his little. We won't go into what he looks like, but I think he swings
a praying mantis.
Yeah, I think he.
I thought I had skinny legs.
Because I'm literally part of a shooting club at my college, and was in a skeet competition just a few weekends ago. That day, I used well over 100 shells. Ooh,
he's a Second Amendment activist.
By the way, guys, in case you don't know that, there's 25 shells to a box, so I used the whole 4 boxes. Anyway, then disassembled, cleaned, and locked up the 12 gauge I used. Please save it. No one's coming for your guns. Really? Well, Mr. David Hogwash, you want to. I've heard you say it many times. You want to come after just about every gun except what you feel is acceptable. Evidently a shotgun that's just a double barrel.
It's because his main man, his sugar daddy Joe, told him that's all you need.
Yep. That's all you need. Just need a shotgun.
Yeah, so nobody's coming for Joe Biden and Hog himself, Hogwash. I mean, more times than probably we can count right now, Clay.
Yeah.
Assault weapons ban, which Joe Biden has explained to everybody in the last couple of months, that means semi-automatic pistols, pretty much basically any semi-automatic. And I guarantee you, Hogwash will have his head right up that rear end too, doing the same thing. These people are so disingenuous; it's freaking unbelievable.
So it is unbelievable. I like what Lori Hoff Newgard says. Abortion is the true #1 killer of children in the United States. Amen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's absolutely the #1 killer of kids.
I'm sorry I'm laughing. Put Doug's comment up there. That's great. I never seen that one before. Doug Thompson, CDC, Center for Dumb Communists.
Perfect, DJ. I love it.
I love that, Doug. That's awesome.
Speaking of that, man. DJ, I think I'm going to be down in your area here before the end of the month. So you'll have to let me know if you're going to be around probably right before Memorial Day, because I got to run down there and pick up a gun, and probably one of them ones no one likes, an AR-10. So if that happens, I want to stop by.
Caden, guns must be a terrible virus. Yeah, they're exactly. What's the CDC? What the hell does that have to do with anything?
Hey, I got to tell you, Caden is a classmate of my youngest son, by the way, in Lemon High School. So that's even better, buddy. Caden, thanks for listening. We love it.
What's Eric's comment? He got ex-governor Bill Janklo's car has killed more people. I'd be willing to bet anybody owns a private, stock on as listening to us right now, Janklo's cars. So just Ted Kennedy's car has,
Yeah, remember them signs? Ted Kennedy's cars killed more people than my guns. I saw them.
So I'm all over the place for sure.
So, hey, what's Marty got on here? We better. Guns in the 701 should do shorts exposing woke companies so gun fans don't waste it. Not a bad idea.
Okay, we can do that, Marty. We definitely can do that.
We can start out there with there's a little.
We've done a few musicians, but
there's a little communist country up there north, Bismarck, that tries to compete with Sam's Club, Costco, or I call it Comico. They're commies.
Sam's allows carry. Costco,
no,
according to the rules, doesn't.
Yeah, Costco, they can't wait to donate to the far left. Sam's and Walmart do their fair share of that crap too. They donate to both sides, but Costco is completely one side, and it's the far left. It's hard left. So
real quick, Clay. Hi, Gene. Glad you're here now, buddy. Kelsey Ballerini, super popular in country music. Now I keep getting these updates trying to pop up on me, but heavy anti-gunner, big new Rainbow supporter, if you know what I mean on that. Just so you know, you can go listen to any music you want. I'm just informing you if you're pro gun and and you're Republican and you got conservative values, Kelsey Ballerini, not your gal. And again, once again, don't forget Eric Church coming to the North Dakota State Fair. Yep. Massive, and I mean massive. He's a massive FUD anti-gun. I got guns. He's just like David Hogwash, folks.
Yes, he is. And
I'll promise
I actually called, made my voice known about it. They didn't like it. I hope everybody. I even got I've told people get on there, email them, tell them. You remember the people around these fairs? They don't even look at that stuff. They don't care either. No. They just look at the.
I just want to go and listen to music and not worry about politics. Politics worries about you, so get your head out of your ass. That's how it goes.
And that's how it gets funded. You stop the money stream. It's pretty simple. Stop the money. They're going to have to change.
Well, they're getting their money anyways. No good. Let them get their money, but don't let them get it from you. Because
hey, DJ is going to be at the same class as Corey and Edgemont. All right, sounds good.
What's 26, 27? Oh,
May.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right. Well, why don't we do our triple ad?
We do the triple. All right. Then we're going to come back
about the Texas Psycho.
Well, the Psychos, Clay. It's actually
Psychos, yeah.
Right. All right.
Yep.
Here we go. Triple ad from our awesome sponsors. Make sure that if you go there, you tell them you heard it on Guns in the 701 and you appreciate them supporting the show. All right. Here we go. The 701 is proud to be sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. If you can't stop by, feel free to give them a call at 701-258-6308. Doug and the guys are ardent Second Amendment supporters and will always shoot straight with service and fair pricing. It's been a long winter with lots of snow, ice, and rough roads, so now's the time to get that alignment checked from the curb shots, potholes, and bumpy snow-covered roads. Summer will be here before you know it, so get that rig scheduled for an AC charge. Make sure and tell the guys at Lowry you heard the sponsored Guns in the 701 and thank them for supporting and promoting our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota, 701-258-6308. Your North Dakota proud, patriotic auto repair service.
Guns in the 701 is sponsored by The Blind Guy of North Dakota. For all your custom window coverings, you can contact them at 701-222-3932. They're freedom-minded, they're patriotic, and they love the Second Amendment. This husband-wife team was born and raised right here in North Dakota and based out of Bismarck. Again, for your Second Amendment company, for all your custom window coverings, The Blind Guy of North Dakota, 701-222-3932, or visit them on the web at blindguynd.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Yes, thanks to our great sponsors, Lauer Auto down there on 309 South Washington. The Blind Guy in North Dakota, hey, give him a call, guys. He's got some great stuff. It's getting warm out. It'd be a great time to put some new blinds in your home. And, of course, Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by and see Brandon and the guys down there. Talk to Joe. I know Joe's still there. Anyway, stop in and say hi to everybody. And Brandon's got everything you need down there. If you need a new gun, he's got one of those. He's got ammo. He's got powder. He's got everything you guys need to get out there and do a little prairie dog popping, or still do a little predator shooting too, or just go plinking.
Yeah, you can
stop down there at Mandan Sporting Goods.
Knock them beavers out of them creeks and rivers because they're eating trees up.
And if you go into any of our sponsors, of course, mentioned that you heard on Guns in the 701. If you go into Mandan Sporting Goods, Brandon has said he'll do 10% off on your purchase if you mention Guns in the 701. So go in there, have some fun, get some freedom sticks and some freedom delivery systems, and send some freedom seeds down there.
Some freedom rods, like my dad said.
There you go. Oh, hey, he's got 7mm PRC in stock right now, man.
Awesome.
Goods. There
Yeah,
you go, guys.
and tons of other stuff. Brandon's
yeah.
got tons of stuff in there. I'm not kidding you guys.
If you haven't checked it out yet, go to our YouTube channel, Guns on the 701, and check out the little fly through that he did that Jamie took with the video. That was pretty cool, Jamie. That was pretty good.
Yeah, he's got all you need to. You got suppressors. Brandon's got everything you need. It's your one-stop shop for saving your hearing and then being a more civilized shooter.
That's right. All right.
Yeah. You want to get a few of these comments, Clay, and then we'll get on to these deranged losers from Texas?
Yeah, we better do a little of that here. I got to catch up here. There we go. Keith, he chimed in here. He goes, it worked for Bud Light. They're hemorrhaging money and going. They're going broke.
More than ever, too, now.
They're still hemorrhaging. And it didn't just carry over from Bud Light. I was watching a deal this morning, and they're talking about how all their brands, all of them, they got some Mexican beer, what, Mendoza or something, too? I don't know. Sales across the board, get this, down 38%. I mean, that's pretty big. So good. That does. It's
Golden White can. Power. I know that. I can't think of the name. But Moderno. Yeah.
Eric says North Dakota Fair people are a bunch of pansies. They told me they don't do politics when picking music. Well, that's kind of what they told us.
Yeah, but Clay, they do pick politics because they picked a guy who's against your civil rights. So they are doing politics anyway.
Absolutely. Lynette, she goes, we can no longer be a silent majority. We have to speak up with our dollars and our votes. Absolutely, guys. You want to hurt a leftist or a woke company?
Yeah.
They hate it when you hurt them with the wallet. That's the one thing I mean, look what happened to Disney. And Disney, they've actually backtracked a little bit, but I won't forgive them. And I love what DeSantis is doing to them. Yeah,
keep pouring it on them, Ronnie D.
Gene, he says, saw a news comment today outlet. Person said that we don't need a weapon of war. Of course, the AR-15, that's their favorite word. They had a 9mm, and that's all they need. I informed them that the Parabellum means that in title of the 9mm, can't talk tonight. In the title of the 9mm Parabellum, he had to explain that to him. And you know what?
Hey, that's a weapon of war. Nazi cartridge, man. The Nazis invented it.
There you go.
9mm been in tons of wars. And it's going to be it's going to keep being in them. So
it's good. Yep.
9mm.
Yes, Waylon. Brandon's got suppressors down there, and I forget which brands he carries.
Yeah, he's got
a few. He's got some different ones.
Yeah, and he does it electronically too. And like I said, he can take your picture there, your fingerprints, and he does the latest and greatest electronic. I know he's got some Yankee Hills, but he's got not American suppressor. Dougie's got some. Dougie Modell is the name of that beer. Dougie, if you remember what it is, Brandon, why don't you just tell us what the main suppressors you get? Man, I'm having a
you're like me.
Silencer Co. Silencer Co. That's what it is. I'm sorry, I'm babbling. Silencer Co. is what he's got. He got a pile of them in there too, so it's awesome.
Eric says state fair is funded by the state, so they are politically. You're right.
Yeah.
So they should pay attention to that. You're in a right-leaning state, supposedly. Of course, I don't know if you look at the legislature this year. I wouldn't say it. But
there you go, Brandon.
Gene chimes in. He goes. He got some 3855 brass from Mandan. Told him that to put it on JD's tab. I like that.
John Davis or what?
All right, man. Dan Sporting, he chimed in. He says he just got a good supply of 17 HMR, 17 grain BMAX. That's good to know. Waylon Little Eagle stopped by here yesterday, and he's with our Racks Adventure team. He says he's having a heck of a time finding 17. So I will send him up there, Brandon, because it sounds like he's going to be there in the next couple of weeks.
22 meg too, and I was in there later part of last week. I picked some up because when I'm going to the farm Sunday, I want to do a 22 meg lever action review on my dad's.
There we go.
Boy, so
Gene, he had to chime back in. Of course, I slaughtered his little comment, but
yeah,
Parabellum means for war in Latin, and that's what JD was. Says 9mm been a weapon of war for ages, and people just don't think. They just don't. Mandan Sport. Brandon just said he goes mostly Silencer Company, SRT Arms, and Yankee Hill. So there you go.
Yeah, and Silencer Co's are sweet, man. He's got a pile of them in there too. They look awesome.
Waylon says, I need to get one for my AR.
Yes,
well, there we go.
Yes, you do.
That's what we bring people together. We bring them together.
Speaking of Waylon, his wife, North Country Designs, made our can koozie. He did an awesome job on them. So if you're looking for him to do can koozies or mugs, or I think she does T-shirts and all sorts of stuff, look him up on Facebook.
There, T-shirt. I got my sweatshop down here though, so
Be careful, Clay. You're gonna get hit again on that.
probably that's right.
All right, Clay. Let's do this Texas thing here.
Texas. Oh, just a second here. What does Zach say? The 7.62 by 39 brands do you carry? That's what he's asking.
That's aimed
Brandon
at
and Mandan. So, all right. I think just about all of them. I don't think there's any silencer that doesn't carry that.
No, this is not Putin's wrong.
Hey.
Maybe he's got some from my Red Army. All right, Clay.
We break bread now.
Oh man, that's probably some brutal Russian accent.
We are just veering off horribly here today.
Yeah. All right, let's get back down to Texas, Clay. You go ahead and lead off with this one. We had a few bad incidences going on there last week.
We had a Texas shooter again down here in Texas. A lot of things here. I mean, he was discharged from the U.S. Army. He made a video on YouTube that evidently he scheduled it to go out the day after he did this. Of course, he was dead and assumed room temperature, which I was glad to hear.
Yeah.
He and everyone's reporting that it killed 9. No, well, however you want to. There's 9 dead. That's true, but he's one of them, and I don't count him as a feasible human being. Being he did it,
right.
So there's 8 dead. But so the guy's name is Mauricio Garcia, a 33-year-old Allen, Texas resident. And I got to show you this video. It's not that long. I'll put it on there. And this went out on YouTube. Will remove this already, but I was able to capture it. And it doesn't make a lot of sense. You can't hear it real good, but basically someone said that what it is this comes from the Daily Mail, and evidently this comes from law enforcement, that what he says on there is not quite what you were expecting, huh? Go watch the video. See ya. And that was, supposed to be
I didn't get it. I didn't get it,
but anyway, here's the video, and this is what the creep is like.
Not quite what you're expecting, huh? Well, that's the video. See ya.
And then there was a little smiley face. I didn't put it on here, and it had a little Hitler mustache and some stupid music. And
yeah, so they're saying this guy's a white supremacist. He's definitely a commie or a something. I'm not saying he's a white. This
mentally
guy,
ill. He's definitely
this guy.
Ill.
So a lot of these guys I say are just evil bastards. This guy, something was not wired up with this guy. And he was actually, Clay, this guy was a freaking security guard. And he had his licenses in Texas where he took these classes. They expired in 2020. Apparently he bought his firearms from private sales, but from everything we know, he was able to buy firearms.
Well, he was, and I found this, and I couldn't
legally
verify. But here it's supposedly as a receipt for the kit that the Allen, Texas shooter bought back in 2020. That he posted a few weeks before his shooting, and basically of his firearms. And I don't know what kit they're talking about. They got some pictures of a handgun, and it looks like to me a pump action of some sort, or is a semi-auto.
Yeah, I think it's a semi-auto SLP.
And I don't know what that middle picture is. But
his feet with like Jason Voorhees shoes on. Or something.
I mean, and then of course a receipt, and I can't make out the receipt.
Yeah,
but supposedly he bought this kit, whatever kit. I don't know what kit it is. They don't.
Whoa!
Whoops! Hit the wrong thing there.
You did. Well, blew my ears out.
Oh,
so yeah. Anyways, he had level 2 and 3 security training, and went in and killed a bunch of kids at this mall. What we're going to compare to with this here, Clay, because everybody knows about this, right? Everybody knows about this guy, right, Clayton?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, but what people don't know about, and most people, and I'll bet you some people listening right now aren't even going to know about, is there was another killing in Texas last weekend. 8 people were killed at a bus stop in Brownsville, Texas. Guess what they were killed with? They were killed with a SUV.
Wait.
Yep.
Oh, How many feet per second was that going?
Yeah, he blew through a stoplight. The cops were chasing this guy. This guy's name here, George Alvarez. Okay.
Yep.
Here's George's. Let me give you a little bit of George's. This isn't all of George's criminal history. I'm just going to give you a little bit. 2 aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. 1 assault against elderly or disabled, which, okay, I'll just keep going here before I get off track. 4 assault causing bodily injury to a family member. 1 assault of a public servant. 2 burglary of a vehicle. 1 assault causing bodily injury. 2 criminal mischief. 1 DUI. 1 evading arrest detention. 1 interference with public duties. 1 I don't know what this is. I've never even heard of this. Obstruction or retaliation.
Yep.
Okay.
I just put up a.
There he is. There's George. He looks all freaky. 1 possession of marijuana. 1 resisting arrest or transport. 1 theft of property. And he's been arrested 50 times. So this is just a sampling of good old George Alvarez here.
He's an outstanding person here in the country, isn't he?
Yeah, but guess what, Clay? Nobody's hearing about this. You know why? Because George killed 8 people with his Range Rover, and the other guy used guns.
And and he struck. They like to. I've come to assume that when people say migrants, they mean illegals. That seems because no one calls them that anymore.
Yeah,
and that's everything's mentioned as
PC.
migrants in here.
Well, they're bitching about the governor in Texas saying it. I assume he actually knew they were, and they got all over him, and I don't think he kind of retracted it, but whatever.
I wouldn't have.
I wouldn't either.
You guys
if you remember, Clay, 6 people were murdered by Darrell Brooks with his SUV on a Christmas parade in Wisconsin in 2021.
Oh, yeah.
62 others were injured in that rampage, right?
Yep.
Okay, 8 people in New York City on the bike path in 2017. I forgot about this. An Islamic extremist. He ran him down with a rental truck. Okay. In 2016, don't forget. I mean, there's more in America too, but this is the big one here. In 2016, in Nice, France, a guy drove a truck into a crowd celebrating Bastille Day. He killed 84 and injured hundreds more. Hundreds. Clay, guess what stopped this guy?
A good guy with a gun.
That's right. Even in France, a guy jumped up there and put his pistol in there and shot this scumbag. So, the thing is, their ultimate goal here, people, is to demonize guns. I know a lot of our people listening and watching agree with that, but this is a perfect example of what they're doing with this kind of crap, right?
All the time.
And assault weapons. That
you have to remember, the end goal is not gun control, not gun safety, not anybody's safety.
No,
it's confiscation 100%. So that they have complete and total control.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yep.
And some of them are even saying it now. I mean, we've been saying it for decades, but some of these guys are actually saying it.
So was that a
little group in Colorado?
Was that on Jay's show when we said that? What Gabby Gifford said? No more guns, right? And her handler's like, no, she meant like a gun buyback. And she said, no.
I meant no more guns.
Right? No, not goddamn America. No, she said. I mean guns, all guns. She wanted all guns, no more of them. So they're finally, which I appreciate that. Let that slip out. Keep it coming.
I don't remember if it was Nancy or old Dianne Feinstein that said, turn them in, Mr. and Mrs. America. Turn them all in.
That'll die. Yeah. She's all popular now because they're wheeling her back into the Senate.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they definitely not talk about someone on support. You see her and you're like, really? How's she even alive? But,
yeah. So, I mean, let's just say you took away all assault weapons, what they call assault weapons. And he said, listen, all semi-automatics are banned. You don't think somebody could kill 8 people with a lever action or a bolt action? Hey.
Well, it's funny you bring that up.
Guys and women. They'll do.
If you got rid of all guns, I mean, did you know there's already a knife ban in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So now that they're saying that's not constitutional. I agree, it's a bunch of crap. But so evidently they felt the need to have a knife ban in Philadelphia because of some of the gun laws they had. And what did the people turn to? Knives.
Mm-hmm. Just
we
like
saw
England.
The same thing happen in Australia. Saw the same thing happen in England. It doesn't matter. And then what do I always say? Evil people are going to do evil things. And as we just pointed out, I don't need a gun. A vehicle will do just fine.
Well, Clay, speaking of knives, we never did talk about this, but in Brazil about 2 weeks ago, a guy pulled up to I remember if it was like a kindergarten, jumped the fence,
like
went
that,
in there with his knife, killed eight kids and wounded I don't know how many others. So
I remember I had that article ready to go, and then we ran out of time. But
and then
so in Brazil, as we know what's happening down there with gun control and the new president. But look at this. They went off, then they went and used knives. So banning guns will do nothing except
even if you ban
take us law-abiding citizens and put us at risk.
You can ban certain kind of guns too. Clay, you used to be able to mail order submachine guns through the mail, and there was no school shootings. And I said before,
None.
In the 80s, you could buy full automatics, and without your special license like you need now, there wasn't a bunch of mass shooting. Right. It has nothing to do with guns. It's whatever's going on in society now is a problem. You can ban guns. It's just going to be some different kind of crap. I can promise you that.
And we've talked about this. David Fetting, 1760 Sports. He goes, need spoon control. I know what he's talking about. Fat people. Spoons and forks must make me fat, right? It's got to be their fault. Better have spoon and fork control, right? I mean, that's exactly what this equates to. But we've talked about what's causing this. And since let's just even go back even to the 80s. You didn't see a lot of this in the 80s either. Or the 90s.
No.
When I was in high school, you didn't see a lot of this.
That's what I'm saying. In the 80s, you could buy full autos yet till 86. How many mass shootings, Clay, do you remember before 86?
None.
Oh,
I'm sure there were some.
Gene's got one right here. I've talked about this one before. Gene, 1966, Charles Whitman. Guy killed like 19 people and wounded. I don't remember countless.
With a bolt action.
With a 6mm, not a detachable magazine, Clayton. A blind fed. That means right through the top. You know what that means? You got to feed it through the top.
A real clip.
Yeah, and guess who took old Chuck Whitman out? The campus security guard and a civilian with a gun. Speaking of security guards, the guy at the mall.
How about that?
The guy we were talking about in Texas. The first person he shot, Clay? A security guard with a security guard uniform on. Which, how many times have you and I said that? Don't have security with the damn uniform on, because that's happened a few times.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they should be uniformed. Then you won't know who they are. There, read Gene's comment there.
Yeah, Oswald got the 6.5 Carcano via mail order. GCF 68 stopped mail order sales. Right.
Yep. Gun Control Act of 1968 is what Gene's talking about.
And guess what? Hey, we still have mass shootings even after they stopped it through the mail. There's more mass shootings now than there ever was in the 60s.
And you got to remember, after the 1968 Gun Control Act, that's also when NRA got more active. And then, like I said, I got to go look it up. But it's 70, I want to say 71, 2, 3, somewhere in there. That's when they formed ILA. NRA was getting into this, but after the 1968 Gun Control Act, they knew they had to do something.
No, the NRA actually wrote the Gun Control Act, Clay. They're a bunch of compromisers.
Well, they're the
Hey, Clay, real quick, remind me how many NRA board members are still on the NRA board now that we're on there in 68?
No.
Yeah, okay. So if you think the NRA is the same as they are in 68 KMA, they're not.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not. And after that, when they banned, you could buy them through the mail, like Gene said, and guess what? Now you can't. You got to go through a litany. We got 20,000 gun laws. You got to background checks and all this other shit. And there's more mass shootings now than there has been. So
and like I said, we've talked about this a little bit as to what caused that. As far as society goes, look what's happened in society. We've seen a moral decay within our own family structure. I mean, a family unit with one man, one woman, and with children. That's getting to be I hate to say it, but it's getting to be a rarity almost sometimes in some areas.
It's everything, Clay. It's that, and it's people who demand stuff now, and if they're not accepted in society, they wig out and they freak out. And and they used to lock up people who were mentally ill people, and now
and I was just going to get to that. We don't do anything with them. We encourage it. What do you think? Drag shows and trannies and all. They're encouraging mental ill behavior as a normal thing and portraying us as the unnormal. We're the crazy ones.
We're the ones.
We don't accept it.
Yeah, we don't accept it,
and I won't accept it.
Me either, but guess what, Clay? They don't accept what we believe, so they're just as intolerant as we are, right?
Very much so. So Zach Meyer goes, the left are like the Nazis and commies. Just give us your guns and we'll protect you. The last people that turned their weapons in the U.S., it didn't turn out very well for them. He's talking about the Indians.
Yeah, well, and the
they gave up
Japanese
their
in
guns
World War
and look what
II.
happened.
The Japanese, the Asians who lived
The
here.
The Jewish people in World War II, that worked well for them, didn't it?
Yeah, don't worry. That was Russian. Sorry, that was.
Then I can tell you right now, I've met some, people that either their grandparents or even a few of the ones that were still alive that lived through that Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
They'll tell you that your Second Amendment is very,
very vital. There you go. You're back.
Oh, there I'm back.
You're back. Yeah.
So Eric says, take a plug out of a shotgun, put an extender on, and load it up with buckshot, and you'll have 10 deadly rounds that can be fired fast. Absolutely. How many times have I said that? My choice would be if I was going to go crazy, it's going to be a shotgun.
Clay, there's an easy fix for that. You just ban it so you can just only own double barrels like England.
No.
Oh, shoot, that's right. I had that story before where the guy drove around England with his double barrel and killed like 8 people and wounded how many others?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Banning the item isn't going to matter.
Jack Ruby got his 38 from the freaking CIA, Gene.
So I think Gene was getting to that.
Okay.
I can just hear Gene saying that in his way.
Oh, shoot.
All right, Meyer, you get awards and accolades for being mentally ill now, and participation trophies when you fail.
Well, you get to be a man and swim with women and win medals, and
and break records, and Eric's got. They took God out of government. Yep, pretty much all of life. Look back in biblical times. God always wins. Look at the flood. He killed all the ungodly. He did. He got tired of it.
Turns out Guns in the 701's got a godly decal.
Well, we got something that's in reference to that, don't we? I guess I can put that.
There it is. Huh? Yeah, baby, right there.
There we go.
Sold one of them.
We did modify it a little bit. It's a chapter out of
the New Testament of this verse, I think.
And Jesus said, if you don't have an AR-15, not your sword, sell your garments and buy one.
Yeah. He said sell your the original was sell your cloak. I just said sell your, because an AR-15 costs more than a sword, so you got to sell garments, not just your cloak.
That's not just your cloak. And guys, I gotta say, people have taken this well.
Yeah,
they get what we were doing there.
Right.
So it's not an insult. We know what the real verse.
I'm not changing that to try and insult God or Christianity.
No, but Eric's
most
right.
people get what we're
God
getting
out of government.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. David's got a good one. He says, my rant is schools that give students safe spaces so they can step away from reality because of the pressures to it. Mm-hmm. These kids don't even have a spine for simplest things, and that's absolutely true. Everybody's coddled. Everybody's told they're the best.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You're the best.
But I said that before. You don't get what you want, and you freaking flip out. These people that are not popular and they can't take it, and somebody's,
Doug, he says you can get a 19-round mag for my 12 gauge.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, yeah. Remingtons and Mossbergs, they take them, and it's
now
awesome.
Think about that. He can get a 19-round mag for his shotgun. I don't know, but I can't have more than some people don't want me to have more than 10 rounds for my AR. Mm-hmm. Trying to figure this out. How come that's okay?
Well, them 10-rounders work out down in Florida there when that guy shot it up. Or Hog supposedly was. That's what he had. 10-round magazines, my friends.
10 rounds.
What he had. So did Cho at
also, you can't hit your kids, Zach Meyer. You can't hit your kids anymore. Well, I can tell you mine know what spankings were when they were young. Didn't take very many either.
Yeah.
You got to run around naked with an AR.
I've done it right in my house.
Oh, here we go, Brandon. I got 20-round drums in stock for the.
Rock Island Armory, baby. Yeah. Awesome. That's awesome right there. Them are fun. No doubt.
19 rounds and a shotgun. Dude's gonna need a wheelbarrow. Well, everyone's chiming in on.
They like their shotgun mags, don't they?
I'm going to use a 19-round shotgun on the next
Absolutely,
person.
Gene. That's why I started
hunting round.
That's exactly why I went hunting for a few years with the 308 AR, just to prove that it. And guess what? One shot, just like any other. But I preferred that rifle. So All right, Clay, let's hit one more commercial, you think, and then we're gonna do two-way bullet points and the happy ending and
then happy ending.
Check out. Looks like we're gonna go an hour and a half, but all right, let's hit this one more.
It seems to be the case. Yep. All
right, here we go. Our main sponsor, Lauer Auto. The 701 is proud to be sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. If you can't stop by, feel free to give them a call at 701-258-6308. Doug and the guys are ardent Second Amendment supporters and will always shoot straight with service and fair pricing. It's been a long winter with lots of snow, ice, and rough roads, so now's the time to get that alignment checked from the curb shots, potholes, and bumpy snow-covered roads. Summer will be here before you know it, so get that rig scheduled for an AC charge. Make sure and tell the guys at Lauer you heard the sponsored Guns in the 701 and thank them for supporting and promoting our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota, 701-258-6308. Your North Dakota proud, patriotic auto repair service. Hell yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Lauer Auto. You're awesome, Dougie.
He does a great job. I can attest to that. I know Leon can attest. Jamie goes there. So if you're in Bismarck and your vehicle breaks down, find Lauer Auto Repair. Just drove by there today. I made a surprise visit at Jamie's house today.
Yeah, he did. Clay stopped by for lunch. We had a good conversation watching a little Newsmax. So
that's right. Seen some more crazy.
All right, Clay, you want to hit one first? You want me to do it? I got
sure. I'll hit one.
All right, go for it.
And this isn't to steal the happy ending, I hope, of the week. I don't know which one you were using, but Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I love this because
you're good.
The guy shot and killed a would-be burglar. This burglar, you love this, guys. He allegedly dug a tunnel through the wall of a smoke shop over the weekend, and this was last week, by the way. The incident occurred in the International District, and the identity of the shop owner wasn't disclosed yet. The shop owner had claimed that he had been sleeping in his smoke shop because he's being awoken about 3 a.m. He'd been getting robbed already. Things were happening there, and he was tired of it. He was woke up at about 3 a.m. by a scratching sound on the wall. Can you imagine sitting in your shop?
It's like that
all of a sudden,
Alcatraz,
you hear this,
a Clint Eastwood movie.
You know, hear this scratching going on.
It's usually mice in the walls.
An hour later, an intruder burst through the wall wielding a large hammer and what looked like an axe. The shop owner claims he grabbed his gun. He told the man to get out. The intruder came towards him. The owner opened up fire, then called the police. The trespasser was dead when the first responders arrived, and the incident is being investigated as a justifiable homicide. I love this. This incident, as this article says, once more highlights the growing need across the USA for law-abiding business owners to defend themselves with firearms and protect their merchandise and livelihood. And it goes right down to the core thing. A good guy with a gun stop the bad guy, in this case, with a hammer or an axe. But nonetheless, the guy assumed room temperature, and it kind of goes on a happy ending, but I loved it. That's why I had to give you this one.
I love it. Love it. So we're on shotguns here. This is going to tie right in with one of them I got here. I don't know if you ever heard of this. It's called from Do-All Outdoors. This thing's called the Clay Cannon, not Clay Peterson's cannon, but the Clay Cannon, like a clay. This thing, I looked it up. I'd say the size of this thing is probably a little bigger than a 5-gallon pail, but it weighs less than 5 pounds. From Do-All Outdoors, a clay cannon is a handheld clay pigeon launcher that can throw a mix of different clay pigeons at one time in whatever direction you're aimed, which you can. I watched the video. The large feed tray situated on top of the clay cannon can hold several stacked clays at once, or 2 mini clay pigeons side by side. I did see him stack them up. I mean, it's got a trigger on it, right? That shoots them. So it's just like aiming a gun somewhere and your buddy sitting there with a shotty so you can trick them. And it doesn't require batteries either. It's spring tension, which you can adjust it. I watched them do it on there. This thing looks super simple to use. It looks fun as hell. And as well as it's, like I said, it's got a vertical grip, and you can put multiple clays in there any direction you want. Goes about $80 when I looked at it. So it looks awesome though. I think if you're into shooting clay pigeons a lot and you don't want to haul out your big clay thrower, that cheesy thing you put one in and whip back, and this thing looks awesome for that. So
we need to get one of them for $280.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking of that. That thing looks awesome, man. I like stuff like that.
Heck yeah.
You got another one, Claire? I got one more if you know, buddy. All right, go for it.
Let's do two more.
Okay, let's do it.
Going. Well, this one is about our boy Hunter Biden. Of course, he kind of hit the news today. If you guys didn't see, Hunter and Joe, they might be in trouble if anything goes the way they're talking. You shouldn't launder money and get caught, I guess. But anyway, so this article happened. This is May 3rd. I got this from AmmoLand. So I got to start out. Miracle Star Vaughn. She's a 27-year-old woman from North Liberty, Iowa. So it's Iowa, good rural state, right? She was sentenced to serve 1 year and 1 day in a federal prison after pleading guilty to making false statements during the purchase of several firearms, according to the ATF. So if you guys aren't familiar, an ATF 4473 form is required if you buy a gun from a federal license, the FFL, Federal Firearms Licensee. You have to fill it out. You have to answer certain questions. If you lie on there, you can be, tried and you can be put in jail if you're found guilty. The 366-day prison sentence, it was a product of a plea agreement for the two firearms that she purchased that were later found in her possession, and she's a convicted felon on top of it. So now, here's the thing. She made a false statement about her drug use on the 4473. And I don't know about the new one. I imagine the new form is the same. I've looked a little bit at this new form.
They added some other shit to it.
But right here, on the 4473, she answered no to this question. Are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? All right. Pretty cut and clear case for her, right? But our buddy Biden, Hunter Biden, what's he known for mostly?
Doping.
Smoke a little
crack.
Yeah, he likes that crack.
Yep.
So, Mr. Biden, he should have probably served 10 years because Mr. Biden, he made a false statement as well. He actually made the same answer on his 4473 when buying a firearm and answered no on October 12, 2018 when asked, are you an unlawful user or addicted to marijuana, any other depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? So how come Hunter Biden gets away with it? It's well known that he's a drug user. He actually tested positive for cocaine after this happened. And the way it sounded, he actually ended up in a little bit of rehab. So he absolutely should have been investigated at the very least by the ATF, probably found guilty. All the evidence was there. And it is punishable up to 10 years in prison. But being he's the son of Mr. President Biden.
Or Senator
Joe.
Yeah, back in.
Or Senator.
Goes way back.
He was found not to even be touched. So I guess if you're Hunter Biden, you can do what you want and buy a gun. If you're just anybody, you're going to go to jail for a minimum of a year at least.
My guess is if that was Don Jr. or Eric, they'd nail their ass to the wall too.
It'd be 10 years. They'd find something else. He'd spend 20 years.
Crooked gown Trump.
Yeah.
Joe's so straight. You can't get any straighter than him. We put a plumb line out there at 50 yards. He's just as straight. Yeah. All right. So I got another one. 6.5 Creedmoor. Everybody knows, right? That's a lot of people say that's the man bun cartridge. I tend to disagree on that hardcore. But so everybody, the main powder, you got the H4350.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a 6.5.
No, not at all. The 4350 is like hey, you can't beat that. That's the greatest powder ever for that. I mean, it's awesome. But I tend to like ball powders a little better, Clay.
I'm using Ram Shot in mine. So
yeah. And right here in American Rifleman, they got a little test on one. This guy loaded up Ram Shot Hunter, which I have used. And coincidentally, he's using 45 grains. Yeah, which that's not my main one, but this is what I have used Hunter. I did get some a little bit of pressure signs. I didn't on my Tika, but I did on my Ruger. But anyway, this guy was getting 140 grainers. He was getting velocity 2,731, and his accuracy with 5 shots here, just under an inch, 0.98 is what he was getting with that, with the Hunter. And what I like to use is Ram Shot Big Game. You use a little more powder, but I noticed just as accurate, if not better, and you don't get any pressure signs. I've also Stay Ball 6.5, which is supposed to be
there you go.
It's supposed to be, you know, the Big Daddy 6.5 powder. It is good. I'll tell you what, if you got some Winchester 748, I got about 3 jugs, fresh, full jugs of Stay Ball 6.5. I'll trade you. Not because I think it sucks, because I got a big game works better for me, and I want some more 748 because that's my main powder for 223. But
there you go.
Yeah. And when I got a kick out of this article, they're like, yeah, Ramshot Hunter is commonly available. Well, it's not any more commonly available than H4350 from what I've ever seen. So maybe I'm looking in the wrong places, but hide your man button under your ass.
David. Speaking of that, David's got, David has a lot of Ramshot up there. So another place you might want to check out. I don't know if Brandon's got any down there at Mandan Sporting Goods or not, but Ramshot's not as easy to get as you guys think. It was, but a lot of people.
I'm pretty sure he's got Hunter there as the last time I was in there. So
yeah, I can tell you, I when I first, he said he's got it right there.
All right, see, there we go. Hey, go ahead and say right now, give you 10% off the pounder or the keg of it.
When I first started shooting Ramshot, and that's before they were bought out. That's when they were still just based out of Miles City. You could get it anywhere. I mean, you could order it right from them guys. I didn't have any trouble getting it, but a lot more people are shooting it now, evidently, and it's a little harder to get, it seems like. But that's good powder. I love the granule powder.
And I'll tell you, the big game is you're going to lose about 70 feet per second, I notice, when it gets cold out, because it is a ball powder. The Hunter, I noticed about 100 feet per second. So, yeah, I did lose a little more velocity with the Hunter, so.
David's like, big game works pretty good with the 130s. So.
Yeah, I love it. I shoot with 120 Noscos now, and I got some videos on it.
Gene starts up, just ground the 7mm 08, king of the short actions, call the
I got nothing against the 7mm 08.
I love one, and I got it, and I love it. Yeah, Brandon, you're right. They did Western Powders. They got bought out by Hodge, and I think it seems like they're all kind of. Is Accurate still in there too, or a lead? I know there was some mergers going on.
Yeah, I think Accurate's all part of the Western Powders. But
let's see. David said he's got 8-pound and a few 1-pounders. So there you go. You got your choices, guys. 8 pounds of powder. Now
what are you gonna do with that? Jeez.
Oh, I got a lot of 8
Is that a salt powder?
Salt powder. All right, Clay. Well, I think it's about time.
I'm gonna hit the music here, and you'll know what's coming.
I laugh every time I see that.
All right, man. Yeah, here we go. Happy ending of the week. This one's coming to us from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, which, Clay, it used to be made there, right? Murfreesboro?
I don't know. I should, I suppose.
50s, Barrett 50s, man.
Oh, is that where Barrett? I should have known that, shouldn't I?
They sold it to an Australian company, which sold out. Yeah. So, all right, here we go. It's hard to say this Murfreesboro to me. An armed and prepared Murfreesboro, Tennessee homeowner won't face any charges after a burglary attempt on Friday, May 5th, 2023. According to police reports, 2 men identified as a 52-year-old dude breaking into a house here. Come on, dude. 52-year-old Kevin Ford and 42-year-old Clifford Wright broke into the home in the 100 block of January Street wearing gloves and masks. Once inside, they used a taser on the family dog. I mean, that's enough for shooting right there, man. You tase somebody's freaking dog. And listen to this. They held a teenage son at gunpoint. The homeowner, whose identity has not been released, responded by going fetching his own gun and shooting 2 men multiple times. Awesome. When the police arrived at the scene, they found Ford dead at the front door. Wright was found with multiple gunshot wounds at the Salvation Army on Main Street, where he was treated and then taken into police custody on charges of aggravated burglary, attempted aggravated robbery, convicted felon in possession of a firearm. Wow, Clay, imagine they didn't follow freaking firearms gun control laws. Wow, really? And possession of a firearm during a commission of a violent felony. Wow, another law violated. They work so good. Let's get some more. The incident is still under investigation, but the homeowner is not facing any charges. The need for law-abiding homeowners to defend themselves and their loved ones is growing. And this case underscores the importance of having the ability to protect one's home. I could not agree more.
Absolutely.
Great happy ending. Great happy ending.
Love that.
Tased his dog and held his kid at gunpoint. Damn.
Oh, he's lucky he's not dead.
Yeah, I might have launched. If he probably had a revolver, he didn't have enough rounds left to finish the other joke.
Could be. Someone holds my kid at gunpoint. That's going to be a very bad day for that person.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Clayton, should we finish it up? Give everybody a little heads up what we got coming on Friday and Monday here?
Yeah, go for it. We got, of course, with Mitchell in the morning. What are we going to do?
Yeah. I tell you what, I'm not sure what we're talking about on Todd's show exactly. You got
no, I guess
that's
I
a
had
hell of
some
a way
idea.
that's a hell of a way to advertise our.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about our new poll because we'll put a new poll up there. We haven't decided what that's going to be yet. I imagine we'll have to talk a little bit about 2A Day coming up, right?
Yeah, and we're gonna, for sure, we're gonna have some kind of animal story, and then definitely something about gun rights, I'd imagine. So,
I know I sent a few articles I know to you that there's some interesting things going on. And you know what? Wyoming's active. Well, their legislature is still doing things, but there's a lot of things active out there in Wyoming, and I do like some of those articles, especially about grizzly bears and wolves and things.
They're
like
always
that.
fun.
So,
we always find something like that, but that's on
the one that I really liked was it was showing how much it costs to manage the wolves per wolf out there in Wyoming. Over $13,000.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, let's go. We're gonna go with that one for sure on one of our
that'd
things.
Be a good one.
We got 3 topics on Todd's show usually, and that's gonna be one of them. But yeah,
so
you
tune in. Might be a surprise, but that'll be some of the things we'll be talking about, I imagine.
Yeah, and you can catch that KFYR 5:50 a.m. The Voice of the Northern Plains every Friday morning, 7:40 a.m. Mountain, 8:40 Central. You know, Clayton gets on there from South. Well, I always say South Dakota, man. I don't know why. I think we're so damn close.
I'm actually North Dakota.
Clay's on there. I'm on there. We're on for about 20 minutes on Todd's show, KFYR 5:50 a.m. There you go. There's Todd. Clay, you said you didn't like that picture. We have to get some more of you then when we get 2A Day coming up, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
But one thing about I do know is that we've mentioned it a couple times. I know there's people telling him, and we'll see what happens. They're talking about, possibly going an hour at some point. There, so
So hey, if you guys want us to be more than 20 minutes every Friday on Mitchell in the morning, and we appreciate Todd, man, you're awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate having us come on there. It's freaking awesome. But if you want us longer, send Todd a message like KFYR. No, because Clay and I are more than
I got to put this up for the viewers that are still hanging with us. It's little guns in a 701 meme. If you haven't seen it, go to YouTube. Go to the website, watch this, and look at the end of the show for sure. It's got a little picture of a couple. It says, look, a gun store. Probably Mandan Sporting Goods right there.
Yeah, look, there's Mandan Sporting Goods. I should just pull in and get one.
Maybe I'll get one. And his wife, people don't need guns, or girlfriend. And then he's got a whole bunch of guns in his passenger seat, and he dropped her off.
She's just a little postage stamp out of that passenger side window.
Bye. Gunsinthe701.com. I just like that one.
Oh, love it. That is a good one.
And of course, Jamie, he does a good job holding the old AK there. He says the only people who think militia is a bad word are tyrants.
Yeah, it is. Militia is not a bad word, Clay. You know what? We're going to break that down. We're going to break down the militia here one of these days.
Absolutely.
In the near future, we're going to have to, because people do think that's a bad word. And I always hear that in the news, even when I was a kid, and I heard that, and I'm like, militia is not, They always try to bring that up like the militia is like this evil group of just crazy.
Yeah.
No, militia is actually the people. If you don't like the militia, like I said before, I got bad news for you.
We are the militia.
Yeah, you are the militia.
We are the militia. Gene Cox chimed in. He goes, is it Todd the radio god? It is.
We might have to change it to Todd the gun god because he has us on every Friday.
We'll see if he shows up. I know we invited him to 2A Day, but
so other than that, we're getting long. I'll say every Monday, KFYRplus.com. Clayton and I are on 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. We're on there for 30 minutes. It's called In the Crosshairs with Clay and JD, and Jay Dillon's the host. It's been going real good for us. There it is right there. Clay's on the spot with that. You bet. Check that out, guys. You get taking your lunch break. You can go right on there, kfyrplus.com, and just click on watch live, and we'll be right on there from 12:30 till about 5 to 1 Central Time. So,
and that's been doing real well. I think
those Todd show last week, Todd's show killed it. We had like 119 views so far.
Great, awesome,
and that's just on.
I can tell you right now.
When I say that, Clayton, that's on Clayton. Clayton does awesome. He puts it on our restream. He does it on our Facebook page but that's just on our end. Todd, we got the analytics from Todd and from Jay on KFYR. My buddy JR. They're doing way more people even see it on there, obviously, because they're way bigger than we are. But even on our end, we're doing good. So thank you guys for supporting us. It's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of people getting on there, especially I've noticed since it's gotten nicer out. And I imagine we're going to see this a little more during the summer.
Yeah, we did good tonight.
People are going and they're we were averaging up around 20 tonight. So I was happy with that. But I can tell you that it's okay if you miss it, go download it, watch it again, get it on your phone. A lot of people are doing that again. And it all helps. And and it, of course, helps our sponsors keep this baby rolling too. So.
Zach, here you go, buddy.
Just for you, Zach. Oh my goodness.
It was warm out, man. I had to break it out. The blind guy muscle shirt.
June 10th, North Dakota Long Range Championship up in Moffat.
Awesome.
Guys, that's the Bismarck. If I remember, that's the Bismarck Mandan Pistol and Rifle Association. So very nice range up there. We stuck a lot of money into that from Friends of NRA events.
I've been out there a few times with my buddy Tony.
Yep.
He might actually be on the board out there. It's awesome, man. It's just not long range too. They got a freaking awesome pistol range. I mean, last time I was out there, they had a cowboy action. They had like little barns and stuff. It was cool, man. They got an awesome
nice range.
Yeah.
And it's been there quite a while. Check it out. They also got a good indoor range. So
and Bismarck,
just know that a lot of NRA Foundation money went into that range. And where Gene's at, you know what, guys? There's a little hidden gem out there outside of Mulbridge, just on the edge of the river. Nice little range there that Jeff Jensen and
it's awesome. Actually,
was invited. It's a great little range. Game and Fish put some money into it a few years ago. So there's 2 different ranges out there. I'm telling you, got to check it out. And we stuck some money in there, of course, from NRA Foundation, Friends of NRA. Just go check these ranges out, guys, because they're out there. They're just a little hidden gem.
NRA, the best alphabet organization you can be part of.
Absolutely. All right. With that, I suppose we better wrap it up. We're right at about an hour and a half. And with that, guys, we want to thank everybody for watching. Thank our sponsors, Lauer Auto Repair, Blind Guy of North Dakota, and, of course, Mandan Sporting Goods. Go say hi to these guys. Tell them you heard on Guns in the 701 and thank them for their support, because without them and without you, we're gone. We're not going to be here.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of fun doing this.
We're growing. It's slow but sure. We're growing. It's going good, guys. We appreciate it. I mean, tonight I thought, as nice as it was, you weren't going to have this many people here watching and listening and participating, but you did, and it's awesome. And if you know anybody didn't catch it, make sure you tell them, catch us on iHeart or any of the other podcast platforms you listen to, because right when this is over, Clay's going to get her going.
Little Annette, sun's out, guns out, skies out, thighs
out. Yeah. Hopefully next Saturday, both of them are going out there. The weather's going to be beautiful for us out there.
We'll see you on Saturday, Lynette.
Yeah, get them thighs out. Come on, let's see them, Lynette.
All right, with that, guys, we want to thank everybody. Oh, one quick thing. Jamie's got some of these, I think, and I saw when I was looking at the deal. Sounds like you're going to have some more arriving.
They should be here tomorrow and Friday. I'm actually taking them. I'm going to take them. I'll let you know where I'm taking them. We're getting them stitched on, not just adhesive. The adhesive's been working good, but we're actually going to get them. We're going to get them sewn on there. So
stitched on. $30 a hat. We sold pretty much out of these. We got some of these left. These here. They were, I only had 4 of them, but I found a replacement. So when them show up, Jamie, I'll take a look at them, see what they're like.
Yeah.
So we should have some more of those as well.
And I got,
and just get a hold of me or Jamie, and everything's in Bismarck right now, so he can.
Clay's got the T-shirt you see in the background there. I got some up here. He's bringing me up some mediums. I think I just got some XLs on hand right now and double XLs, but.
And I got some 2Xs. So the 2Xs just showed up today, but I know we probably won't get to them till maybe the weekend. before we get them made. But we did get them for those guys that wanted 2Xs. We ordered a few, so we'll be able to get them to you here soon as well. All right.
Right on.
So with that, guys, I want to remind everybody again, thank you. Keep watching. Hit YouTube, hit Facebook. Don't forget about Friday morning.
Don't forget to bookmark our website either.
And bookmark the website. Everything's on the
website. Get booted off. That's
the
only place you're going to find us.
And hit our sponsor page, guys. I just redid the sponsor page on there. I think it looks a little nicer. And I've got links. You can go see their merchandise. Making it real easy to go check everything out for our sponsors. So I guess with that, we're going to sign off for tonight. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next week. Remember, keep your powder dry. See you next week.